Alright, welcome to the Losers Bracket Final. This is about who qualifies for the playoffs. We got two teams going up against each other. The Enjoyers against Top2. It is a rematch, ladies and gentlemen. The last time the Enjoyers were able to win it with a 2-1 score. Top2 got dropped down into the lower bracket. But now it's time for the rematch, and over on the left side we got the Polish team with Arion on Vala, auto attack build. We got a Richu on Hogger, Atrax on Chromie, Lavakal on Brightwing, and Twice on Jojo. Over on the right side of the map it's Top2. We got them with Play on Diablo, Donozovsky on Ana, Johan on Mephisto this time, not on the main tank, Casper on Blaze, and Tychus is played by Banana H. So, once again, a quick reminder, we don't have a draft in this one, simply because I cast some of these games from replays. The Korea tournament took place at the same time as the two qualifiers for the RavenCourt tournament, and therefore some of the games were just simply missed out on, but I wanted to make sure that everybody can still catch up on them, and that especially for YouTube we have everything consolidated there. So in some of those games we will not see a draft, but once that we're heading into the playoffs, specifically, drafts will be included because the Korean tournament will be over, and I'm going to cast all of that live and of course. Now this is a best of 5 series, and as already highlighted, the winner of this is going to move on to the grand final, which will not be played out because out of each of the two qualifiers, 2 teams advance to the playoffs. So whichever team wins here is automatically qualified for the playoffs. So yeah, let's find out who that is. Last time the Enjoyers, as already mentioned, were able to take the series. It was a best of 3 in the winner bracket, but now it's a new day. Vala in game number 1 of the best of 5 series with auto attacks. And I quickly want to highlight that we don't have anything specific for her right now. So there's no double support, there is no triple frontline or anything of the sort. She is just a normal damage dealer, the same as Chromie. And it is to be expected that she's at least going to die a couple of times, I assume. Now, when Vala gets drafted, of course, we've been talking a lot about the differences between the Korean meta, between the European meta. She is not a high priority pick in Europe. Actually, in the Western scene in general, when you compare her status in the Eastern scene. When we talk about the Korean teams, for example. That's still going to be interesting what she can contribute here. Also with the build that's being played. Not a lot of stacks so far for Vala. I mean, she has a single auto attack that connected with a hero so far. We haven't seen a lot of brawls either, but just as a bit of a side note on this one. Now, when we're talking about Top2, Casper has now locked into the 1v1 at the top lane against Richu. And down to the bottom of the map, we are getting Johan defending solo against 3 heroes right now. So he will have to try and push that back. Mass Assassin has the level 4 talent for Tychus. Not really a big shocker over here either. Wanting, of course, to access the passive for all those shrine fights. And since it also applies to Odin itself, it's always a big bonus if you can go for that. So Mass Assassin it is, not any kind of auto attack shenanigans of the sorts. You know, of camps being taken. And well, the Shaman camp's actually going to travel through the top lane, which is incidentally the same lane where we're going to see the first objective spawn. So question, of course, right at the start is always, will one of the teams decide to not go for the objective, instead try to push structures and do damage somewhere else on the map? And the next question, who is going to get level 7 first and locks in the added talent? Now Banana H gets away, but Chromie, I'm gonna take the hit points down a bit here. Level 7 should be hitting a bit closer for the Enjoyers, as the Polish team is slightly ahead now, and they're also having the advantage on the objective itself, moving in and starting to take down the minions here. Vala is finally also able to connect a couple of auto attacks with heroes, now that we're having an actual 5 versus 5 brawl. Still no extra talents coming in, but the blue team is pulling ahead on the objective. So they're actually getting a few shrine minions thanks to Hogger, and are nearly at 20 right now. Hogger quickly spinning out and back in. Johan on Mephisto. Careful, Diablo becomes the focus. Gets sucked back in with the condemn, and that is a big problem for Play. Gets blocked by Hogger as well. Finds himself in a corner, stunned out, and dies. Dibbles is down. Level 7 is taken, and the Enjoyers on the way to Punisher number 1. Looking good. 33 stacks now, 37. We're gonna get Punisher number 1, the Mortar Punisher, for the blue team as they are starting to move in here. Bottom of the map, Blaze is already split from the rest of the team now, trying to get some extra experience bot side, and also, in an ideal world, maybe some damage onto the fort with the help of these minion waves. But, at the top, the attack is coming. Punisher is baited over, as it should be, and now the wall is going to get destroyed. The 4-man is fully pushing here. Bit of damage on the fort, yes, but nothing crazy. Vala used the last 2 fights as an opportunity to get a few stacks together for her level 1, so better than nothing for sure, but nothing crazy either. Now, again, noteworthy, she is not the hyper carry for the team. She's just another damage dealer, so if she dies once or twice, if she doesn't get the most crazy amount of stacks, that's totally fine in the context of what the composition is supposed to do here. But she can still, with some solid play, scale well into the late game and become a problem for Diablo, for example. So that is still an absolute option here, and we'll see if they can pull that. Now, Chromie already with her ult, going for the temporal loop. They're trying to go for Mephisto here, but Vala is also under attack. The camp that was taken by the red team is helping out too. So jumped in and did a bit of work as well. Kill against Zero. Still the only hero that dies is Diablo. But he wants to change that quickly. Nice flip into the jet propulsion. Hogger is able to get away thanks to Brightwing. The fruit fly, on the other hand, dies. So Brightwing gone, exchanging her life for Hogger's. So he would have died for sure, but Brightwing coming in with the phase shift here, giving the hit points over and then, yeah, becoming the target herself and quickly getting eliminated. So Chromie with a deep breathing build now on 19 stacks out of the 20 that she needs. She's soon going to be there. And here we get our level 10 abilities. The teams are both starting to lock that in. And look at that, we get Strafe. No Rain of Vengeance for Vala for the stun follow-up, but Strafe instead. Durance of Hate for Mephisto. Diablo hasn't made a choice yet. Could get Apocalypse with this. Personally, I thought Lightning Breath will be the choice. But let's see what play favors in this game right now. Lightning Breath, when you're playing on the Shrine, can be real nice to hold the position there, get yourself some value, and that's exactly what we're getting. Now we get Eye of Horus for Ana, which is actually a bit of a meme here, honestly. I was expecting Nano. I was fully expecting a Nano boost on this one. With Mephisto on your team, and you can sometimes even make an argument for dropping it on Diablo before he uses the Lightning Breath. But this is a bit of a surprise. So Eye of Horus for Ana, no boost for Mephisto. Hogger at the top, still applying some pressure onto the top side fort. And now on top of that, we're also getting, on regards to damage numbers, 15,000 for Tychus. We have 6,800 only for Mephisto. Nothing crazy. And both of the damage dealers on the blue team are trailing behind Hogger, who's sitting at 12,000 himself. So with the next objective spawning, we have an absolute even game between the two teams in this first game of the best of 5 on this first map. So nobody has a real big advantage just yet. There's a couple of small edges that one team has over another, but it's a kill versus a kill. It's level 11 on both sides. There's not going to be a talent advantage. The stacks aren't crazy or anything. So this should be a very interesting second objective between the two of them. Can Top 2 make a move? Again, they want revenge. Not only do they want to qualify for the main event, for the playoffs, but they also want to have revenge here at the RavenCourt for the loss they suffered at the hands of the Polish team in the winner bracket. And granted, that was only a best of 3 series, but hey. So, blue team takes over, at least initially. And Top 2 is starting to push in. With Diablo at the front, it's a Frozen Punisher. That's, of course, also going to be pretty big. Attack is already coming. Blaze with a bunker up at the front. Very early pull from him. Tychus hasn't used Odin yet, though. But they're trailing behind in minion stacks. Hogger, Chromie with Temporal Loop. They go for Diablo again. He's immediately in trouble. Eye of Horus from Arnaud Andrzejowski sitting way in the back here and getting one hit through after the next. Hogger jumps in with a Horapult here, and they're going for Blaze. Casper is low and finally falls as Vala locks in a stack as well on her level 1. But with the barbecue play, oh, Brightwing goes down. Nice attempt to dodge it. Frozen Punisher is still being claimed by the blue team. But I like the way that Diablo quickly shifted over, caught up with Brightwing, and was able to take her down regardless. Chromie! Blaze! Oh, Blaze is dead, but Tychus went a little bit too deep. Both StarCraft characters over here. A bit dicey for a second. Hogger, by the way, is pushing the top side out, and this fort is in real trouble. I think this is actually going to fall. Blaze and Mephisto are going to be very late on this. Punisher already used the jump earlier against Tychus, so now more damage against the mid lane wall too, as the rest of the blue team has moved down to the bottom of the map and started to take the next mercenary camp. So topside 4 does fall. Pretty decent spot for the Enjoyers. I mean, again, they're not able to get too much out of the objective. They already damaged the topside fort previously, but they are slowly pulling ahead here. It's 2 kills to 2, and considering the fact that they also had some of their had to send some of the heroes back to help out there, that was also a little bit of a problem. Now, either way, camps are taken on both sides, and we are still very even. Yes, that fort obviously changes things a bit for the top lane, but just look at the experience between the two teams. We can actually take a closer look at this, talking about it. We currently have, I mean, look at it. It's nearly identical on every single count. Passive experience is now going to increase for the Enjoyers after they took down the top side fort. They are also a bit ahead in structures. But on every other point that you see here, they are fairly even with the opponent. So it's pretty impressive to me how even this game is so far. We're already 10 minutes in, and nobody has taken a real significant advantage over the opponent. One fort is, at the end of the day, all that divides them here. The damage output, Tychus is now at 24,000. Vala has started to rank up the damage a little bit. The same is true for Chromie, who's now at 22k for her team. But we have that small leading experience for the Enjoyers. Might help them with an early level 16, time will tell. Trying to go for Diablo again. It's a bit caught here. Wall stun possible, but playing also around the stun, and Brightwing came in for a quick assist. Brightwing dying 2 times in this game already. Another quick attack over against Play. He's trying again, but Danazovsky in the back with a big pew pew pew. Eye of Horrors and one hit after another. So, yep, Danazovsky definitely staying at range in these fights. Does not want to be engaged upon, specifically by Hogger with a Hoarder pull, obviously. That could always be the first move out of the gate for the Enjoyers, not to get some big hits in. But, well, as things now continue, we have still the defense at the bottom, and I'm honestly more or less certain that this is going to end up being a fight over the next objective again. Now, there is some bad news for Top 2. Top 2 has one problem, essentially, and that is that right now it is a topside shrine that is going to get announced first. And it's a problem for a very specific reason. They don't have a fountain anymore in that lane. That fountain is already gone. So there's not really a whole lot that's going on here right now in regards to advantages, but having the fountain removed at the top side is definitely a bit of a problem for the red team going into that next fight. And of course, there's another issue. Vala now has her Giant Killer, has her Manticore on level 16, which means that Diablo needs to be mega careful. She hasn't died yet, so she has all the auto attack speed that you would want in a situation like this. There's not a lot of stacks on her level 1, but she got the first quest reward already. And again, just the fact alone that she hasn't died and now has Manticore is already huge. That's big. So, problem for Diablo for sure, and we'll see how he's going to be able to survive through this. But this is going to be a big battle for control in this first game, in this best of 5 series. And yeah, I'm not so sure what they can do now. So the attack coming at the top. Diablo starting to get a couple of hits in. Vala does not want to get too far out, but they have given up position on the shrine. The position on the shrine is already gone. 2 kills to 2. Twice is coming in. That's again the slow here. So far so good. And Vala connecting a few more shots with Banana Age. Now again, they're taking over on the control. Tychus is now coming in, making his move with Odin and starting to push them back. Quick heal as Vala was starting to drop a bit low. 12 stacks to 8 on the shrine as Top 2 is now starting to push in for it and trying to zone out the opponent. And Vala again needs to make sure that she properly connects her auto attacks here. Misses the arrow, by the way. So, yeah, arrow did not connect. The attacks still keep coming here. Casper is in the corner. Bunker not being used yet. There's a lot of ults that have not been used by either team, but there he goes. Lightning Breath in, gets cancelled by Play, and he's in trouble at the front. Vala with the auto attacks, Manticore is kicking in, and then the final hit from Chromie as they get the kill. Another quest reward also for Vala, but the counter kill potentially, no! They can't kill Hogger! Hogger doesn't die, Vala goes deep once again, nearly drops Mephisto, is now attempting to focus the attention back onto the rest of the team, and they still have that problem, they don't have a fountain! And they're realizing that they won't be able to out-sustain the blue team, so they're moving back into the middle. They were also dropping lower and lower on hit points, and the Shrine was nearly taken either way. But this is now with a half-level lead, an advantage for the Enjoyers, where they could make a move for the top side keep and see if they can take that first one out. So the attack is slowly coming. They're starting to make a play here for the top. Vala again is a bit of a backbone of this particular comp now against heroes like Diablo. They're trying to at least break through the gate here. Arcane Punisher could of course help them to do a little bit more work. And Diablo's in some real trouble here. And with real trouble, I mean he's dead. Diablo is gone. Vala with a kill is able to melt them away. And now with minions in the Punisher, they're slowly starting to push for their keep. Jojo anchoring the side, making sure that that flank attempt from Blaze is not working out. And you can already tell that this keep at the top is not going to make it. So 1 level advantage for the Enjoyers now. They have taken the keep down. It's a 4 versus 4 at the top, since Hogger has moved between the mid and the bot lane in the meantime. But bad news for top 2. Yeah, this is tricky. This is a tricky spot to be in right now. Hogger is just taking the next camp with ease. They can push for the bottom 4 tier potentially. And there's a few more camps also in the middle that could be claimed by the Enjoyers, and they're already on it. So the Enjoyers are on the move. Vala quickly vaulting forward for a Death Dealer. She's 116 stacks still, but the damage is just ramping up. We now have 46,000 damage for Chromie, 41,000 for Vala. Then again, over on the red team side, at least Tychus is chipping in quite big numbers. He's at 47k. Mephisto, on the other hand, not really connecting all that much. He's at 22,000. That's definitely not what you would expect here. With level 20 talents now available for the Enjoyers, they're quickly picking up Pathlight Quiver for Vala. So that's already a big one that they can now use in the next fight. Blessed Shield got upgraded too. And the question is still what Hogger is exactly going to go for. But they're pinning them down. They're absolutely pinning them down right now. They go for the bottom 4. There is nothing that top 2 can do in order to deal with this properly. So they have to fall back, which is exactly what's happening. And now the push towards the middle, where with a bit of play they could also take another fort out. And again, this is the same problem that we already had at the top lane. Once this fort is removed, there's no fountain there anymore either. So it's half a level that top 2 has to try and bridge while they're still defending this, or they're going to be at a disadvantage for the next objective, given that the next shrine spawns in the middle of the map. So this is a concern. And Vala, with all the range that she has now, is very quickly taking this thing down. So this is bad news. This is really bad for top 2. You got Chromie against you that just uses her range in order to get there. Vala with Farfly Quiver, and that's the fountain destroyed. Fountain is gone. The entire outer ring of defense now eliminated. You can also take a quick look at what that did to passive experience over the course of this game right now. So passive experience, 3,000 points ahead already as is. One team still under control and possession of all of their structures, and the other team has lost 3 forts and a keep. That has an impact. That has an impact, and it's a pretty big one. And as you can see, that is just spiraling out of control a little bit. Doesn't matter too much anymore, given the fact that we have level 20 talents now on both sides. Deadeye for Ana, and we got Mimic for Mephisto. Not really a surprise. Upgrades for Tychus on Odin into the big red button and the fortified bunker for Blaze, as the only one that's still missing is Diablo. Normally, kind of would expect Hellgate to be used here. We'll see what he goes for. But this is now tricky, with level 20 talents on both sides and only 6 kills so far in game number 1 of this best of 5 series. We have the Enjoyers once again with the early position on the Shrine. And they're taking a quick lead by 15 stacks. Now part of this is because the camp was still being played for by top 2, but they're late to the party. And that's not really a position in which you can afford to do that. So they are getting closer and closer to the objective. It's going to be a Mortar Punisher from whoever takes it. Vala waltz away, nice, turns it around and tries to dodge the damage in again. But the barbecue, and Brightwing is gone. Brightwing is dead, but the red team might not get out of this fight all that easily. Hogger pogging it out, and damn, gets the double kill. Easy peasy. Easy double kill. Diablo now down as well. And those 3 kills that we just saw there are just a bit too much for them to handle. We already have them chasing the next target, trying to go for Banana H, was able to half out at the top. Yeah, that was a bit lucky for him. But they're now down to 3 defenders. Brightwing is missing, but in 30 seconds the Fruit Fly can come in with the global, as they are now breaking through the wall in the middle of the map and trying to destroy that quickly. The jump over the wall, I mean, that didn't even do anything, given the fact that they already went through the gate. And this is going to be at least another heat. So the attack is coming. Diablo! He's dead again. He lost his soul stacks already earlier and turned into a weak kitten. And that is the end of Dibbles. So he's gone. Now the core is wide open. Vala, top damage on the blue team by now with the 64,000. Didn't even die once. Fantastic play here from Arian. And now the move for the core. Game number 1 clearly going to the Enjoyers. They're able to take down top 2 on Infernal Shrines as they take the lead in the best of 5 series. Nicely done, GG, and well played.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
The Enjoyers have taken the lead. We are in game number 2 and we're heading into Alterac Pass as our second map. Over on the left side in this loser bracket final, again, the winner qualifies for the playoffs. Over on the left, we got the Enjoyers with Arian on Genji this time. Genji Anduin combo as Lavakal is playing the Crybaby. We got Richu on Blaze and Itrax on Hanzo, twice on Diablo. Over on the right side of the map, top 2 playing with Play on Johanna. We're getting Danazovsky on Rega, Kasper on Hogger, Johan is playing Chen, and Banana H on Falstad. Especially the Birdie is actually seeing more play lately. So with Falstad in the mix, we're getting a global that they can use here, and it's actually a very interesting triple front line that they're currently running in this game as well. So we got Hogger, Chen, plus Jojo, and Falstad is the only range damage dealer. Now part of what we are getting here is obviously that we are going to see him rule the side lanes, try and leverage global abilities. So a lot of these things are going to happen throughout all of this, but if he can also then later on, as the only range damage dealer for the team, really chip in the big numbers, that's something that still remains to be seen. It's actually kind of funny to me also, we just had the Hanzo Genji Cup, and now look at what we have on the blue team side. Hanzo and Genji, oh yeah! They go for the double Shimada again. I'm talking about Falstad, by the way, trying to fly out here, and very limited success on this. So there it is, the quick kill as top 2 is losing the first hero of the game. Now Hogger is poking it out over on the right side, going for the camping immediately. Dong 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 dong. And yeah, he's getting decent value on this. If you're one of these, again, personally I really think this is kind of abuse, because this is just so weird when you're going up against your own family. It's null against null over here, and it's not really a video that I would watch, as Jojo actually takes down Hanzo. But yeah, as I said before, this is going to cause problems at the dinner table. I mean, just imagine if you're going up against your brothers and sisters and you're just beating the shit out of them. And then later on, you're just like, oh yeah, it was just a game, guys, ha 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 ha. So yeah, around Thanksgiving, this is definitely going to guarantee some tension. There's going to be some friction. So once that Hogger comes back home, he is going to be in some trouble. I mean, he's ruthless. He's just taking all of them down. Doesn't really matter, but he's definitely related to these guys. It's the same model. They just blew it up and gave him a different weapon. That's all that they did there. Blizzard getting lazy on this one too. Level 4 gives us the Shuriken Mastery. Down at the bottom, the 1v1 now established, and they're going for the Birdie again. Banana H, this time on the other hand, is able to survive. So he actually made it. Now Hanzo is coming in from the top now. Atrax gets jumped on by Fat Illidan. Johan with a bit more of an aggressive performance right now in those games. Again, we've seen it a lot on the main tank, not so in this series. Down to the bottom of the map. Making another move. Okay, for Kasper, trying to get the hit here, but couldn't quite make that work yet. So, all the way up at the top, Hanzo again, going solo against Chen. We have the first camp also coming up, so we could try and get some prisoners out here. Play with a bit of a trap. I mean, more or less, dangling Rega in front of whoever might be in the area, and then Johanna right behind the gate. There. was any coordinated attack onto Rega, she could have responded quickly, but now it's time for the wave clear, so yeah, Jojo's helping out with that. Hoga still easily taking his camp, and I gotta say that over here on the left, the Enjoyers are a bit late to the party. They are now sending Blaze over, but in the meantime, the camp is already marching through the middle, so way more diligent from top 2. The team in red also saving Chen at the top, trying to go for a kill here. So far, each team has gotten one. Blaze moving back out, and yeah, with a triple front line, not quite able to do something yet. The problem is also with Blaze going for the camp and taking it, that leaves more time for Falstad at the bottom of the map, and you can already see that one tower and the gate were both destroyed. So while Genji is now slowly starting to move back down, he is able to get more damage in on the fort, and also the minion wave is doing some serious work here. So Banana H trying to just work in a little bit of damage. The tower is gone anyways, and it's a little bit... I don't want to say it's getting too tricky. It's one of those situations where I feel like they really capitalize on some better rotations. Hoga is taking the camp a bit faster. That forces Blaze over. It creates space for Falsa at the bottom of the map that he uses. So he can still global it up and move towards the top. Genji has some mobility to try and respond to it. But yeah, I haven't seen too much out of that yet. And then at the top, Play still defending their own camp. Falstad is flying in, creating a numbers advantage for a couple of seconds, which forces the blue team to retreat. Twice, on the other hand, trying to retreat, yeah, and I'm not quite sure if he can. Anduin apparently doesn't have the cooldown on his D, so he can't pull him out, and that's the end of Diablo. So all of his soul stacks are now lost, and the team is attempting to make a move for camp number 1 and therefore the Raiders. And they're actually getting the first progress here. So top 2 is attempting to pull ahead in game number 2. Best of 5 series, whoever wins makes it into the playoffs. Illidan, Fat Illidan. A bit of a jump here. But the Panda is still fine. Now that they recovered, 10 seconds is all that they gained. Not much more than that. And now, of course, level 10 inching a little bit closer for the red team. Hoga again fast at the camp, as you would have expected. This time Falstad is actually getting tag teamed. Diablo is coming in together with Genji, and that could be a problem. Banana Age is trying to get out, and is not able to pull that off. Now Arian went a bit deep for this and nearly died, so that could have become a problem. But since they use 2 heroes now to deal with Falstad, they also had to move those resources down to the bottom of the map, which means more space for the red team to go for the objective once again. Big attack against Jojo here. And they channeled that one through. But they're getting closer and closer. Now it's only 5 seconds that are missing until they get the first objective, and they get level 10. Bit sooner. We have Chen with the keg, so he can go straight in for some top shelf plays here. Diablo with Apocalypse this time. And they want the channel again. Can't quite make that work. Ah, Hanzo's arrow into the Apocalypse, but the Ancestor from Rega on point. Falstad saves himself with a good gust and gets a healer moment later. Hoga and Anduin are both down, but that also means that one team is now playing without a healer. And that's always bad news. Diablo is driving in deep, wants the second kill, and he gets it. They're going for Chen and are taking the Panda down. So the Panda eliminated. Camp moving through the mid lane, trying to get some damage done there. And yep, that could actually be objective number 1 for the blue team after all. That was a really neat move that they made there. That follow-up kill against Chen in particular really helped them out. But we're not quite in a position yet where they're guaranteed to get those prisoners released. So the counter-aggression is now coming, but they're running out of time. Yeah, top 2 is really running out of time. They're running out of time quickly. They're trying to get the channel here. It will be interrupted. 2 more seconds. There's no way. Objective is going to be claimed. Yep, and there it is. The Enjoyers, they grab the objective. Maybe a few kills. Maybe if they can take Diablo down, for example, they can make a decent move. But nope, the blue team is moving out. So after they first lost 10 seconds on the objective and then nearly had it taken away from them, they turned it around. They got a few kills in that last fight, and now top 2 has to face the music. We're gonna get the cavalry in the game. Jojo, oh my god, that arrow! And Diablo's coming in too, and that's a kill. Sexy! I like it. That was actually pretty damn cool. Take another look at this. So they're moving towards the top. Hanzo just fires away, locks the arrow in. Diablo is moving in from behind, gets the stun, and then Genji with a swift strike seals the deal. So they're able to take Chen down, and that helps them to push for the top side fort. So the fort gets quickly attacked here and will fall, as the rest of the red team has defended in the middle and down at the bottom of the map, but top side they're not able to pull that off. So with the first objective already taken one out, that's big. But then Bunker, I think he's dead, right? He's playing for the cooldown, for the jet propulsion. I'm not sure that's gonna work for them, and nope, it doesn't. So Blaze is gone. Was hoping also to buy a bit of time for the rest of the team to rotate over and help him out, but that didn't happen. So Blaze is destroyed. Level 13, still a bit sooner for the Enjoyers. They're starting to slowly go for it. Hanzo with 23,000 now top damage in the game. Second is Falstad. So he should be respectable. Roughly the oh, sorry. Second is Genji with 22,000. So yeah, Falstad is trailing a bit behind both of the Shimadas. And the ping pong is happening again. So starting to make a play for this. Now, Chen still has to deal with the top lane. They got a birdie, so they can use Falstad later to secure that lane if they really need to. But both of the teams are now starting to slowly eye the boss. Some of them just to double check what the opponent is doing and prevent them from claiming it. But I believe that at least the Enjoyers will... Oh, arrow again into Light Bomb. Great heal from Rhaegar. But I like the engages that we've seen so far. Light Bomb engage after Hanzo arrow. Then on top of that, we've also seen Apocalypse being used earlier. Not in this instance, though. But the counter attack is coming with the Blessed Shield. They were trying to initiate the fight here. And they're going for Blaze. Bunker is still up. Gust used as they have to push everybody back. There's still a push happening also in the middle of the map that needs to be responded to, or it will do damage towards the fort. But yeah, down here, 13 versus 13, and they're not giving up on this. Top 2 is playing a much more aggressive game now in game number 2 than they did in the first one. Infernal Shrines just didn't flow together for them. They had massive problems there and didn't really do any... They didn't get any value out of objectives. So it was really the show of the Enjoyers, who, to be fair, have also taken the first objective in this game. But maybe here Top 2 can bring it back. They've at least now secured a situation in which they are dead even with the opponent's team. So these two teams really seem evenly matched, and I like it a lot. I mean, the best of 3 in the winner bracket was already an absolute blast and a delight to cast. Now that we're in the lower bracket, and it's literally the qualification for the playoffs on the line, both of them are going all out with whatever they're doing, and it's just fun to see. They're really dead even. And yeah, Fort at the bottom is now taking some damage. So far they haven't taken a single fort out yet, but they're working on exactly that. Ariana's jumping in again. Johan, alright, still totally fine here. Nobody's really going for that big 5 versus 5 yet. The objective is back up though. We'll see if somebody is able to sneak a boss in later. If there's going to be a battle over one of those. It's the next objective. Seems like both of the teams are just more or less agreeing on grabbing level 16 first. Maybe Twice can start a channel. They're already poking that out. And you can argue that they have a tiny lead in experience maybe, so that could help a bit. But now Diablo gets attacked, and actually Twice losing a lot of hit points here. Anduin still going to be totally fine to pull him out if need be, but even that's not needed, so it doesn't have to burn the cooldown. Fort in the middle taking some damage, but not enough to destroy the fort entirely. It's down to 50% HP though. And yeah, the objective gets slowly targeted by the blue team as we already expected. And level 16 talent, there it is. 16 is in, arrow into Apocalypse, and then the gust from Falstad to shut the attempt down. Double pull from Anduin is now available, but we have both of the teams with the extra talent. Hogger went straight into the headbanger. We have Chen with the flying leap, and then Jojo with the holy renewal, just as the objective is being channeled from the Enjoyers once more. The blue team is doing what they can right now. So, right here, the chance to go for Diablo maybe. Chen wants him. Light bomb engaged into the backline. Falstad is barreling out quickly. The stun connecting from Hogger against Diablo and Blaze, and it's Dibbles that falls. Diablo is gone. He still had soul stack, so he'll be back. They're trying to make a move for Anduin and take him down, and they are gonna grab him. Anduin goes down. That's the healer destroyed. They safeguard the objective as well, and now they can try and go for the first set of raiders for themselves. So with Anduin still gone and Diablo fairly weak, unless Genji is able to move in and get some counter kills, and I just don't see the blue team being able to win the objective here. Not this time. It's 22 more seconds until Anduin is back into the game. Top side, by the way, big minion wave pushing for the Enjoyers, even with catapult support. Unlikely that it does damage to the keep itself, though. But here, they are fighting tooth and nail to try and slow it down for Anduin to come back and then maybe have a chance to deny it. But it's just not happening. Anduin is now back up on the map, but it's only 10 more seconds that remain. The Enjoyers won't be able to interrupt in that time frame. So we get Raiders for top 2. They get the objective. They lock the first one for themselves in. And then the question, how much damage can they do here? They have 2 forts that already took damage previously. 2 forts that they can start attacking now. One in the middle, one at the bottom of the map. And we are 13, 14 minutes into the game at this point. So definitely something where you can slowly start to do some serious work with the objective. It's not really crazy or anything yet, but this should net them a 4-13. Even with a decent defense from, let's say, Hanzo and Genji, they should be able to do some work here. So first it's the attack in the middle. Falstad is down at the bottom of the map. It's a 4 versus 4. And Chen already with some top kick plays as the stun connects. And Anduin has to go for the pullout. Yep, love it, Carl. Definitely the pullout king over here. Anduin with a double. So nobody is safe there. Talking about being safe. Falstad. The gusts that we saw from Banana H lately were all just defensive gusts in order to survive. But a nice Ancestral. Also, Hanzo stun only connecting with 1 target, and that is not enough for them. Richu is put into a corner, fully surrounded, and he goes down. They had the fort in the mid lane destroyed already thanks to the Raiders. And down at the bottom of the map, it's Chen that will likely going to be able to take this one out too. Top side, Raiders still doing work here, and even if this fort stays, it's a lot of damage done. And the bottom is going to get destroyed. I mean, this one, once that the minion wave is coming in, is definitely going to be taken out. And they're also going for the boss. So essentially, we're going to have the teams deal with bosses on each side. Blue team has moved towards the top. They realized, of course, what was happening and just said, okay, guys, we can't rotate, we can't interrupt them, we can't do anything about it. How about we just take the boss at the top, and each team has a chance to push. Difference being, of course, that for top 2, that boss is going to march towards the opponent's keep. Now that I say this, I look at the top lane and I'm like, wait a minute, they both are going for the keep directly. Problem. Oh no, it got leashed! Oh damn, they actually, oh my god, they interrupted them long enough to leash the boss. That's a disaster. That is bad. If they're not losing heroes, that would be worse. Banana H is still alive. False is alive and kicking. Anduin, he can't fall. They're getting Anduin back out of the fight. He can tap the fountain here, but the boss is already down at the bottom of the map, and boy, that's bad news. I really thought they could trade bosses, but they were a bit too late, and now they are, of course, in a real pickle, because they have to send somebody down to defend here, or they are risking losing the wall and maybe more than that. But then at the same time, you don't want to give your opponent an opportunity to take another boss, and that's exactly what Top 2 is currently trying to do. Top 2 is immediately after getting vision of some of the heroes on the Enjoyer side, moving over to the top, taking this one. They also have level 20, so that of course makes this so much easier for them when it comes to decisions made. Shockwave gets upgraded with the power spike, we get Farsia's blessing, and we got wind tunnels, so lots of big upgrades now for top 2, and a boss at the top that will surely take down that fort. And the objective is up as well. So this is really one of those attacks where just blow after blow after blow. First the boss at the bottom of the map taken, top delayed, then top 2 grabs it, and now they're going for the objective. So essentially the blue team is just reacting the entire time and moving from one spot to another in a desperate attempt to try and get some control of the game again. And it's right now not really happening. Middle has to be defended, yes, that's true. But this objective is very likely, they're gonna fight for it, I assume, now that they have level 20. But there's a big lead. It's a pretty big lead that they have here already. Shen gets attacked, went also into the untapped potential, and he's already tapping. He's tapping quite a bit. The boss at the top is still up. Could not be completely defeated, so the top side wall is going to be broken, which is a nice start. Keep at the bottom of the map is taking damage. Keep at the top will take damage now. Probably not a whole lot, but hey, any damage you can do right now is great, because if you get the objective, then you will be able to take a lot of these armor shields down that are currently safeguarding the core. So it's going to be a big thing. Now they go for their own camp, and now a bit of a moment of truth here. Can the Enjoyers hold on to this objective? Can they grab this one? That's going to be the big question here. And the attack again is coming. Diablo at the front is getting attacked once again, twice. He has all of the stacks. The interrupt on the channel progress is ongoing and secured. Shen was able to deny it. And now if they can push him back here, maybe they got a chance. Blaze is already stunned out. Shen is fine. Taps them back, is also creating some space for the rest of them. Bunker in order to play this out. Hanzo arrow into Apocalypse, just as they were going for the bunker. There's the light bomb. They're going for everything they have here. But the heals are coming in, and those heals were fantastic. Diablo is down. Now they're going for the rest of the team. That was a very solid fight from the perspective of Top 2. They get 2 kills in total, but just getting everybody to survive this was pretty big. I mean, check this one out. Look at this. The stuns are coming in. All of the moves are being made here, and then they turn it around. They kill Diablo first, and they're following up with Blaze shortly after. So those are some insanely solid plays here, and really clutch too. Farsia's blessing was amazing from Rhaegar. The perfect timing for him. We got 86,000 damage now from Hanzo. He's easily the top damage dealer in the game, followed by his brother on 60k. And then we have, 48,000 from Falstad, but they're having 9 kills to 5. So they are ahead in every regard, essentially, right now. And, as I said before, getting the Raiders in, right here, that's gonna hurt. Bot lane, mid lane in particular. Now Blaze back in 16 seconds, but this is gonna be tough. Yeah, it's gonna be really tough for them. Have fun trying to survive that. So the attack is coming. They're breaking through the gate, and I mean, this keep is 100% gone. As I said, they're going to lose shields on the core. They're going to lose some of the armor shields here on Aldrich Pass, and I think they're going to lose at least 2. They might lose the game here. Look how quickly this is going through the bot lane. That Raider is going through their keep like hot butter through cheese. He absolutely crushes it. And now a chance, with 2 armor shields removed, to maybe even go for the core directly. If they can get kills here, then they will make that move. But they're playing it mega safe right now. I mean, mega safe. They're just like, yep, let's just fall back. Maybe a play for boss. Even the top side keeper is taking damage. So 2 armor shields already removed, and they're going for the boss at the bottom of the map. It's a little bit telegraphed, to tell you the truth. So the blue team picks up on it immediately and is already on the way. And they got a lot of AoE tools here. Hanzo's arrow, Apocalypse, light bomb. I'm not so sure if this is the right play here. They could throw the game in that situation. The arrow comes out. Boss is taken. Boss is taken. That's going to be big. Boss alone could end the game here with 2 armor shields removed. So now they're trying to isolate Anduin. That's done into the wrong direction, but that doesn't change the fact that Anduin goes down. Anduin is eliminated. Look at these Ancestrals. Another big Ancestral, and just negating so much damage on the blue team side. This looks like game. This smells like game. Yep, it feels like game. 5 kills to 11. Hanzo is trying for a miracle play. Diablo is also down here, but keep in mind, as they are about to lose Blaze, the more time they buy for the boss, the better. It's not just about you. Oh, he's going to interrupt this too. Yeah, that's a death sentence right there. Buying time. Getting the solo kill. The fuck? That was amazing. That was awesome. Really nicely done by Jojo. She gets a kill. I mean, not that it really mattered anymore. But that's a 1-1 in the best of 5. Well done by Top 2. They lock in the W on Aldrich Pass. And that is a victory on the second map. Really nicely done. They tie the series against the Enjoyers. Towers of Doom, third map, and we're ready. The score is tied, and over on the left, we're kicking things off with Falstad. Falstad is actually kind of fascinating to me right now, and I think we need to talk about him a bit more. I already touched upon the subject a couple of times, but his priority right now in the European scene is actually kind of fun. Aaron is playing him here in the third game. We got Itrax on Jaina, Lavakal on Uther, Richu on Blaze, and then twice on Muradin. Over on the right side of the map, Danazovsky with Anduin. The Anduin-Genji combo again. Genji played by Banana H here. We got Play on Vala. So very similar to what we saw in game, I believe, game number 1, where we had Vala as a second damage dealer, but not really... oh, multi-shot build, alright. Caspar de Haka, and Johan is playing Garrosh. So, oh, twice. Twice goes down in the middle. Yep, that 5 versus 5 was a little bit too much for him to handle. But Vala with a multi-shot build. I honestly thought she would go potentially into an auto-attack style again. And we talked about this a little bit the last time that she appeared in this series, because normally when you're playing her with an auto-attack style, you want to have multiple healers, but if not that, then at least multiple frontliners so you can shield her a little bit, preserve her auto-attack speed. So I kind of thought they wanted to do the same thing here with a second damage dealer at her side and just playing Vala Genji and being okay if she dies a time or two. Love the skin, by the way. The master skin for Vala is one of the few master skins that I really like. I think Tyrell and Vala are probably the only two that I personally enjoy. I'm not quite sure I'm missing out on one here, but yeah, when it came to the master skins, I think those were the two that for me personally at least were worth getting. Multi-shot build is not something that we're seeing a whole lot. And normally when it's not an auto-attack style, then you're getting a straight-up arrow build, even outside of Battlefield of Eternity. That can at times be good. But right now, we're getting multi-shot for added wave clear. And it could get interesting during those team fights later to see what they can pull off with it. But it comes a bit unexpected, specifically for the map here too. So multi-shot is also something that on Infernal Shrines I can, for example, see being played. But yeah, not so much here. Johan gets attacked. Play is still totally fine here. Oh, Genji moving in, trying to come for a quick jump here, and alright, he made it. Stunned. Oh, talking about making it. Jaina definitely did not make it. So yep, Jaina is down. Frost Girl is gone. Dehaka is still rotating between lanes as Garrosh has now gone for Indomitable. Vala, of course, following up with Arsenal on level 4. And we have in the middle of the map twice with Muradin. Having to be a little bit careful, but when you just like look at the build, he hasn't even made a choice yet on level 4. So the question is still, does he go for a healing static combo or what else? Now that he's a bit delayed on the rotation, it's going to cost Blaze his life. And they might actually get Falstad too. Yeah. Falstad is in trouble as well, and he goes down. Damn, top 2 coming in swinging, 4 kills to 0. That's actually big. 1 level lead and 4 kills to 0 after just 2-3 minutes of play. And now the altars are activating. Now, given the way this is currently playing out, I would expect the red team to take 2 out of the 3. But maybe this is the moment where the Enjoyers can bring that back. There's a lot of stuns for the blue team, so if they get a Stormbolt into a Jet Propulsion, into Uther stuff, specifically Jaina can do a lot of work with burst damage and try and take him out here. But yeah, the attack is still happening with Play coming in, making another quick move twice. It tracks, alright, careful. Here comes the Blizzard, and Genji doesn't care, comes in and takes the kill. Kill number 5 for the team. 5 kills to 0. Level 7 is on the board now, and that gives us Frost Shot for Vala. And they're crushing it. They lost game number 1. The Enjoyers looked strong, but in both of the games, I would like to say, I mean, both of the games honestly were pretty even up to a point, right? So up into the late mid-game, I'd say, on map number 1, map number 2, we had them on nearly even footing here. And now in game number 3, things have drastically started to change. I mean, this is currently other dominance from top 2. The red team with 5 kills to 0, a level advantage. And the question is just simply, can they maintain that lead and bring it into the late and mid game? Or how is this going to play out? But suffice it to say, right now, things are looking pretty spectacular for them. Right now, things are Going very, very well for the red team. So, can they get a few more kills? Can they pull farther ahead? Early level 10 would, of course, do wonders for them during the next objective. So, yeah, if they get the early level 10, even better. 17 stacks for Vala. Not too bad. I mean, again, she's getting the stacks together, participating in the team fights here. Can always scale this farther up, and they needed some wave clear, and with Vala, they clearly have that. So, she can also get another hit in, and connects a few more, which completes her quest. So, for Vala, things are also working quite nicely. Play, we're going to keep an eye on his damage later on as the game continues. But right now, he's definitely having a good time as the double altars now spawn at the bottom of the map. And with that level advantage... Oh, Muradin, careful. Stormbolt against Vala. Can they get the hit here? Garrosh to the rescue before Vala eats all the damage. And they push him back quickly. 6 more seconds until the altars are up on the map. Half a level until 10.
The altars have risen.
Yep, and Danazovsky's gonna get this one for free. The one in the middle, that's a different story. So there they will likely try and make a stand. The problem is that level 10 is now so close. You can try and annoy them a bit, but you will lose that altar eventually unless they're totally griefing here. And I don't see that happening anytime soon. So Vala is now at 25 stacks. We have level 10 kicking in. That gives us a light bomb. And Vala, are we going to get Rain of Vengeance as usual, or are we going to go into a strafe play? 24 to 36 points now. Light bomb. Do anything for them. Oh, over here. The drag. Casper's gonna die. No! He's actually surviving longer than I thought. But he falls eventually. The counter kill against Muradin. Still a strong one for them though. And Vala has still not made a choice. So she's still waiting this out a bit. So the opponent is soon gonna grab the level 10 abilities. So we'll see what they do with that. Now, down at the bottom, Uther is very much alone. And we get Bunker Drop. Divine Shield is in as well. Jaina still waiting for her own choice, and so is Muradin. Muradin, nice avatar, thank you. Restoring my faith in humanity a little bit again. After all of those Haymaker plays that we've seen recently. And then on top of that we get the Water Elemental, which now gives us Strafe. So Strafe is in for Vala. Boost the damage even further. Diaga's the only one that has so far died on the red team side. But camps are still claimed by both teams. I would have expected at some point an invade from the red team once that they were starting to pull ahead. Yet this has so far not happened. Instead it's the blue team that is trying to force the issue. Nice control with the stuns that they are getting out. Yeah, that caused nearly a problem for top 2. The red team is still not out of the woods yet here. Nice! Good Stormbolt, Jet Propulsion Connect. Was nearly there, but Anduin ruined the play a little bit. Now, to be fair, this is a camp that was actually stolen, so after level 10 connected, the Enjoyers are starting to show up a bit on the map. So, good for them. Damage output in the game, 25,000 for Vala. She's top damage right now. Vala with the multi-shot build is top damage at this point. So not only does she get a significant amount of wave clear, but in these big team fights she's been doing a lot too. And she gets another quick connect. 27,000, a few auto attacks there as well. Good drag, Divine Shield to save, false stat, and the Gust to disengage as everybody is fighting over the single altar on the map right now. So yeah, Vala connects another nice combo and is now at 42 stacks in total. So, real big value. Oh, the life bomb engaged! Beautiful! Strafe gets shut down, and they still save Jaina. Clutch heal from Lavakal with Uther. That was big. That was absolutely big. I like that a lot. This looked for a moment like Jaina was dead in the waters, but Uther came in with a clutch heal just before the multi-shot connected. But look how quickly they're going through these structures now. There's a level 13 Talon on the board. They have more than a level advantage over the opponent now. And they can push in again. And with every single attack that we see like this, Vala can get more stacks together. Which is going to make her more and more of a danger as the game continues here. We get Gloom to deal with Jaina's burst damage bit, I suppose. And the one thing that I am a bit curious about is the level 16 choice that we're going to get. But right now, Vala is having an absolute blast. Nice, Indomitable being used. Blaze has to bunker it up to get out of this. And Vala again with another big hit. Nearly 50 hits at this point. It's not too bad. I mean, honestly, that is another 100 damage that you have with this every single time that you get the connect, and we're only 9 minutes into the game. So as this continues, Vala is going to crush it, and the more she stacks it up, the easier it is also for her to blow these minions to pieces. We have on 35,000 damage. You compare that to the top damage dealer on the side of the Enjoyers, Jaina in this case, and she's doubling it. She's easily doubling the damage here. So yeah, another quick attack could happen. Light bomb already being used. Vala jumping around here, getting another connect, and they are going to try and take him down here. And this is looking damn good for them. Strafe used to, zoning them out. Divine Shield had to be utilized. The camp still taken by the blue team though, which is a bit of a meme if you ask me. The red team does all the work in order to claim the camp, win the fight essentially. Nobody died, but the blue team had to retreat. Only for the blue team to make the crucial play, grab not only the camp, but now also move down to the bottom of the map and take the altar. So yeah, kind of amusing. Vala with 56 stacks now, so it is solid damage from her. Comes in again. There's a few more shots connected here. And then obviously going for the double pull as Vala is just starting to take the minion waves further down. And one level away from a level 16. So I want to say that the game has slowed down a bit in regards to top 2 snowballing it. The blue team is trying to come back and to close the experience gap in particular. But yeah, so far not quite able to pull that off. There's always a level that's between the two teams. Always one level that the red team is ahead. And we'll see how much further they can go on this. With level 16, this could become a problem since the next altar phase is spawning 3. So yeah, with 20 to 32 points on the core, there's some potential there. And then of course, question is also Anduin with the double pull after level 16. That's all one is going to be obvious. But what else are they going to do there? Bit of an attack at the top. Also play, not only does he get the stack here against Falstad, but they are starting to take the wall down too. So with level 16 talents, we're now getting the Seasoned Soldier for Garrosh, double pull, and then the rotation down to the bottom of the map. Against Muradin, you can still I mean, again, in any scenario, you can always go for Manticore. Manticore is an amazing talent. If you combo that off with Farflight Quiver later, you can do massive amounts of damage from a safe distance against any frontliner. But given the build here, there are plays that you could make. And we see it. Seething Hatred! Alright, Seething Hatred is in, so we're getting more damage out of our multi-shots now. Anduin is already channeling in the middle. It's an easy one. 4 shots fired, didn't see a single bell tower conversion so far. Vala is building up the Hatred stacks again, is trying to take this bottom bell tower out. Should have maybe waited with that last volley of multi-shot until the minions are in. They're trying to get the isolation here, and Anduin is down. Anduin is gone. Quick kill against him. Vala with another good connect. 61 stacks now. Gets the strafe out, but I think Johan at least is going to fall, and he dies. Garrosh is gone. Finally, we're getting some kills for the Enjoyers. So they are closing the experience gap. I mean, we've talked about this already a bit. It seems like the momentum is slowly starting to shift. Towers of Doom has always been a late game map where if you can survive until the late game, momentum is everything here. And they are now going for the bell tower. They want to have the 5-3 bell tower situation so that they can close the gap in points on the core too. They're obviously massively behind there. 12 to 28. Attempted play against Blaze, but the bell tower gets converted over. And yeah, the Enjoyers, they got a big chance now. Vala with 48,000 damage. Slowly, steadily, Jaina is catching up a bit with her. He's not doubling it anymore. But pretty respectable what Vala is able to get here. I wasn't quite sure when the game started how much I would... Yeah, how well Vala would do on this map in particular with a multi-shot build, but right now play is definitely doing tons of work here. It's not only the hero damage, it's also the siege damage that he brings in. So they can definitely do a lot during those team fights if this continues. I mean, you're just scaling. It's not the most insane damage in the world, but if you have now 120 extra damage on every single multi-shot that you rush out, that matters. Specifically, of course, if you are able to hit multiple targets at the same time. Altar versus Altar. Lead in experience for the Enjoyers now, so that's already a problem. Avatar is out. Yeah, Vala with good damage and also another good set of connects here. But the first altar has already been taken. The Enjoyers are trying to control the space. The Haka is now coming in from behind. Vala with another quick hit here. They go for the water elemental to try and eliminate that. But the bunker is also on the ground. And Vala again. Another multi-shot salvo connecting with 2 more heroes. Waiting for the cooldowns again. Playing it easy here. Trying to lure opponents into a choke point so that she can get full value out of this. Dish out the damage. Get more stacks. Prep even more for the late game. Another combo connects with 3. And they are starting to push for Blaze. Now Jaina, yeah, the Dreadlord in charge, is currently trying to force them back with a few quick blizzards. Here's the light bomb. Big connect. Huge light bomb connect. And also nice damage again from Vala. Carpeting everything with the AoE damage. Muradin gets flipped and killed. Garrosh creating the opportunity for the team. And that forces the Enjoyers back. They're going to drop down into the single digits now. As Vala channels and finds herself now at 60,000 damage. So 140 plus damage from Vala now. Extra damage with every single multi-shot. Jaina on 36,000 damage. Falset is sitting on 22. They're going for the pumpkin. And nice boss play at the top. So they're moving in for the boss, trying to grab that. They are in the single digits right now. 9 points against 23. The big factor, of course, was that 5-3 bell tower situation in favor of the Enjoyers. That really, really saved them there. And they're closing the gap. I mean, they've taken another 4 shots against top 2. So Genji is trying to take down at the bottom left, bottom right. This is where we have Vala taking over. The rest of the team is also moving in and helping out here. But the experience advantage has again shifted. For the longest time it was top 2 that was ahead. Then after that we had the blue team take over for a brief period. And now we are back to top 2 running the show and getting the early level 20. So, yeah. There we go. Another little move right there. And now, of course, off we go. That's where we're having the next camp taken. And now the chance to convert the bell tower at the bottom of the map. So yeah, let's see what they're actually going to be able to pull off over here. Yeah, if they can convert that over, that could end the game. There's a double altar spawning right now. If they win the fight, they can end the game here. And, well, that's a quick double kill. Super fast double kill for them. They're hoping for him with Genji, and they get it. Genji dies too, but that trade is absolutely worth it. Falset is now flying to the top. They have to channel this before the red team moves in, or it is likely going to be game. That's why we're now having Richo trying to... yeah, they're pulling it off. Okay, Richo is trying to slow them down. That was mega important for them. 3 shots fired, that's not a whole lot. 16 to 9 points now. If they can, of course, get a couple of kills now, that would be fantastic. But that's an easy channel. And then it's just a question of, can they get some pumpkins through? Maybe another bell tower. If they can get another bell tower, that would also be pretty neat. 5 shots are already fired. That drops the core down to 4 points. And, yep, not too bad. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. 77 stacks for Vala. Jaina, by the way, hasn't even taken a level 20 yet. But we have 77 stacks for Vala. That's 68,000 damage right now. I have actually no idea why they're not taking that bell tower at the top. No clue. Honestly, don't get it. It was the easiest bell tower conversion ever. They don't need it. 4 shots is all that's required in order to take the game here. But there was no rush to rotate towards the middle. They could have definitely stayed there and grabbed it. Again, not that it makes a huge difference. Assuming that they win an altar, they're going to win the game. I'm not so sure, by the way, that Jaina knows that she hasn't picked a level 20 talent. I actually think she forgot. Maybe tried to go for the hotkey, misclicked or something, or stunned out. I have no idea. Whatever it is, but I don't think she knows. That's Garrosh gone. Good. Garrosh destroyed. Vala nearly getting a counter kill here. But Garrosh down, that allows for the blue team to maybe bring this back a bit. I mean, obviously they can't make any mistakes here anymore. This is now a double altar phase. 50 seconds for Garrosh to be back. So now they gotta be mega careful with this. Vala is, of course, having an absolute field day with the damage that she brings in. 160 extra damage at this point is pretty massive. Yeah, Genji zips in, out, they're trying to buy some time, they're trying to also make sure that the opponent is already poked down slowly, so that they have a better chance evading the altars from being grabbed. You don't want to allow your opponent to grab all those for free, but with 20 seconds on Garrosh, there's a good chance that the blue team walks away with both of them, and yeah. Red team decides not to fight, which I can absolutely understand. I mean, you're in a situation where it's a little bit tricky. If you fight this one, then you might lose a hero, then it's another staggered death. You're continuously playing at a numbers disadvantage, so yeah, that can be a total disaster. Genji is now finally moving towards the top in order to take the bell tower here, but of course the blue team is responding down at the bottom of the map, doing the same thing. So they're taking this one. Garrosh is back, and now it's 4 points against 8. I mean, I don't know, guys. The Enjoyers might actually win this. It looked pretty grim for a long time, but at this point, it starts to look much, much better. Pumpkins are pushing through the bot lane as well, which have to, of course, be shut down now. But, yeah, Vala, 88 stacks for her now. That is quite some damage that is coming from that multi-shot. Specifically when she has all the Seething Hatred stacks up and can utilize her level 16. It's 84,000 damage at this point. Compare that to Jay now sitting at 50k. Granted, she has caught up a little bit, but she's still trailing massively on this. Genji wants to camp at the top. And they want the boss. Yeah, the camp at the top is actually also interesting. Oh, good pull from that here. Because the bell tower at the top is taken. I mean, even if the pumpkins make it all through, there will still be a point remaining on the core. But this boss has to be claimed. I mean, they need it. So the blue team has to take this one. And if they are able to do that, and it's 4 points on each side. There's an alt at the bottom of the map as well. Falstad could global in. Dehaka too. This is going to get really weird really quickly. Dehaka could tunnel down to the bottom of the map and would, in this case, force the hand of Falstad. Now they get Genji over here. Yeah, pumpkins, by the way, making it through right now. So 3 pumpkins will connect. It's going to be a single point on the core. Banana Age? Who's interrupting? What's happening? What are you doing? What? Not like this. What just happened? They brain farted. They brain farted. Falstad didn't have it. And now it's a win. Top 2 with a 2-1 lead against the Enjoyers. What the hell was that? Game number 4, match point number 1, the Enjoyers. I have no idea what happened on the last map, honestly. It felt like they just mistimed it. They thought they had more time to interrupt, or I honestly no clue. But it felt really weird. A bit of a meme ending here by the blue team after they fought their way back into the series and the map. Now we have Arian for the Polish team on Junkrat, Itrax on Greymane, Richu on Blaze, Twice on Murden, and Lavakal on Deckard Kane. On the right side, top 2, now with a match point. They won 2 games in a row. This could be the crowning achievement that qualifies them for the playoffs. We have, again, Vala, played by Play. Multi-shot build, again. Danozovsky on Anduin. Johan, played by Diablo. Sorry, the other way around. Diablo is playing Johan. And Johan is playing Diablo. Now I got it. We got Banana Age on Chromie and Casper on Yorel. And there is multi-shot again. I kind of like that. This is more so a map where you normally would expect a multi-shot build. It was definitely a bit strange to see it on Towers of Doom. I've seen it before on Tomb, I've seen it on Inferno Shrine, so they're your standard maps when we're talking about that specific build. And it worked really well for them. There was a lot of small fights and opportunities where Vala could start stacking her level 1. And she did an enormous amount of damage towards the late game. Oh, and they're already doing damage. Murden gets murdered, so Twice goes down. And the Enjoyers must be in a bit of a weird spot now. The last game, losing that must have felt just bad, because they had a chance to bring this back, and it just didn't work. Maybe they would have lost it anyways. They were trailing in teamfights victories, but losing it the way that they did, I think Falstad wanted to fly in sooner, but things have not worked out for them, and then they just gave it up, and yeah, top 2 just said, like, okay, thank you very much, we're gonna take this one. So now the chance to at least force game number 5, but obviously now going into the 4th game, coming from a loss like this, it must feel pretty bad. Either way, early game, Tomb of Spider Queen, gotta shrug it off. Gotta do your thing here. And now trying to go for Richu. Let's see if they can make a quick move there. Nah, nothing. Both teams now with the camps. Vala on 5 stacks now. And after the last game, I'm really curious to see how much more we're gonna get from them. They go for Junkrat, and oof, that flank, he did not see that coming, did he now? So Junkrat goes down in flames pretty quickly. They're continuing the fight over here, chasing Urel. But I actually think that the red team so far is starting this game the exact same way that they started game number 3. With lots of kills coming through, and yeah, just a bang. Damage against the wall already, very, very early on here. Yeah, gets good connects too. Vala's at 10 stacks already. They're super deep towards the structures to make sure that she has the perfect angle to hit multiple targets. Now they're going for twice again. Ah, but Diablo. Yeah, that's the wrong side of the wall, my friend. 10 gems are going to be lost for them. Good kill from the Enjoyers. So yeah, that was nicely done. Glitched over the wall here. Actually, not even glitched. Junkrat helping out with that. And Diablo is gonna be also under some pressure as the game continues, specifically because Greymane is of course gonna try and take him on. I would assume that Bullet is gonna be used. Vala now with Arsenal again on level 4. We're gonna get 13, well we have 13 stacks for her right now. So once that we're gonna kick in with the additional, with the additional 7, she's gonna complete the quest, and then time will tell how much farther they're going with this. But also back towards the middle. Mirrodin gets attacked here. Mirrodin is actually just a damage sponge at this point. Those are the moments when Vala is like, maybe I should have gone for the auto attack talent after all. Try and take him out a little bit quicker over here. Stack up, turn into a pincushion. Not that we've seen any of that yet, but kill against 2 now. Both teams looking for level 7. And for turning number 1, of course. And Mirrodin again! Mirrodin is again like all out there. He's really deep. As long as twice has everything that he needs in order to jump away, and then hey, fair enough, but he is venturing deep into enemy territory in some of these occasions. Obviously securing the flanks and creating space for his own team. They've done good damage at the bottom of the map. I mean, look at this wall. It's actually glorious. It's fantastic from the Enjoyers. The entire wall basically gone. 1 auto attack is all that's needed to drop the final tower here. So, yeah, pretty great. Now, with level 7, we get Malevolence. We have at the top the next attack coming against Junkrat, and Junkrat is dead. Great kill. Vala was low as Mirrodin followed up and was hoping for a kill too. Couldn't quite get that done. Twice gets hit hard and is still able to survive. Diablo came close to grabbing him. We have 30 gems turned in already from top 2. They have enough now for a full turn in Web Weaver wave. But yeah, it's aggressive early game again. 7 versus 7. And again, I have to repeat myself here. This is for qualification. You win here. This is the loser bracket final. It's the best of 5. But if you win this one, you are qualified for the playoffs. This is what this is all about. Qualifier for the playoffs right now. We're already having Danozovsky with a turning completed, so the red web weavers will come down first. And Vala, just in time for that push, completes her level 1 talent. Now obviously it stacks way past that, but she is now sitting at the 20 right here. And can use that for the push with web weavers, where they're of course gonna be trying to take the fort out in the middle of the map. I mean, this is probably their best chance at this point in time, since the wall has already been destroyed earlier. Greymane in trouble pretty much immediately as Diablo went in for it. But Descartes Kane keeps him alive. Richu, he needs to be oh no! No, that's 23 gems. I was just about to say he needs to be mega careful because he has no, well, he has way too many gems. And now Junkrat goes down as well. Oh boy. Yeah, they're in real trouble right now. There's Web Weaver still on 2 lanes here in the middle. Greymane gets destroyed too. What the hell is happening? Apocalypse as level 10 connects. They want more than that. They're going for Lavekal. More stacks for Vala. Strafe being used. And bye-bye Mirrodin. That is 7 kills to 1 in total. They're dropping the fort in the middle, and newsflash for everyone on the blue team side. Fort at the bottom is going to get cracked, and up at the top it has taken severe damage and will likely be destroyed as well. absolute disaster right now. The early game is an utter disaster. Ridiculous. They're getting totally crushed here. All of the forts are gone. Every single one of them. They are in so much trouble. It's crazy. It's honestly crazy. And that's only the first objective that we saw here. One objective, all that they needed, and they absolutely crushed it. The level 10 that kicked in together with it obviously contributed heavily here. But that's still massively nasty. I have no idea how they're supposed to recover from this. For the blue team, I don't want to say this is a death sentence, but it's going to be extremely difficult to force game number 5 now. And again, keep in mind, it's not only that they have to win here on Tomb of the Spider Queen, they have to also win another map. So them trying to bring this back now is going to be a Herculean task. They are trying to be aggressive, as they should be. They have even talents now. This is the kind of play that they need to execute if they want to have a chance here. And they're making the move right now. Poke is out. Big fight at the bottom of the map with a full 5 versus 5. Chromie, they go for Greymane. Itrax low. And Itrax is able to make it into the bunker. He's not quite out of the woods yet as Urel is coming in. But she misses the swipe. And is not able to get the kill. The stun against Blaze, it results in him falling. Vala survived. So with all the aggression that we got from the Enjoyers, with a desperate attempt to gain momentum, win the fight, at least got the Siege Giants, but they still lost another hero. Still lost another hero, and huge problem for them now. I mean, yeah. Look at the leading experience alone. That's basically 1.5 levels that we're talking about here. 1.5 levels ahead. On top of that, we have now enough gems for another turn-in. And the blue team, just as a side note, they might have already delivered 17 gems, but they're nowhere near a full turn-in. So if now the second set of Web Weavers is getting put in by top 2, then they're already pushing for walls at the keeps, and who knows, if they can get another kill or two, they could maybe even go for more than that and take a keep out. It's just all a question of whether or not they're going to be able to do some actual damage to some of the heroes, get a good focus fire, maybe a stun chain on, and then get a kill. So this is rough. And this all started with a victory in game number 1 for the Enjoyers, just saying. The Enjoyers started this off with a win. Now here's the turn-in, plus level 13 talents. So, yep, this could get bad real quickly. Talent disadvantage, 2 levels behind, and your opponent is coming in with an objective. So, yeah, even a camp. I mean, even the mercenary camp in the middle of the map. This is gonna get tough. Vala with 24,000 damage, Chromie with 25, Greymane with 23. Quite close when it comes to that, but here comes the push through the middle. Top and bot lane still far out, where we must have to go through a few additional minion waves before they can make an impact. But that wall is gone within seconds, and that Web Weaver is still fairly healthy. So they're starting to go for the keep. Blue team throws everything against them that they have. And Vala is taken over on damage again. Vala and Chromie just fighting that little battle here. The wall is opened up, and they're still lingering around here. 2.5 level advantage for them. Topside gets attacked. Junkrat is moving in to defend against the Web Weaver. Down at the bottom of the map, it's Blaze, by the way. So Blaze is going to burn this down. And I don't think they can get a keep here. They take a lot of walls out, but can they poke this one down? It's 13 versus 13 talents for now, and they're retreating. They know how far ahead they are. They just opened up some opportunities for later on in the game. They dropped the keep to 50% of its HP. Up at the top, the catapult is essentially taking the tower out. Not quite, but close enough. There's 40 gems still in the hands of top 2 that they can use to get themselves even further ahead for another potential objective. Would be their third one, actually. Yeah, Diablo low, and finally dies. Took them a while, but he goes down. The Enjoyers, there it is, the double kill. Now we're talking. Nice ult from Urel to safeguard those 27 gems. Diablo with the Apocalypse as he comes back. But they save the gems, they save Urel. But this is finally a sign of life from the Enjoyers. So they are finally able to get some kills and also turn a few gems in. This should help them to maybe make a move here. If they are able to get another... They need their first set of Web Weavers. I mean, the problem is there's no fountains for them in the middle of the map. They are just generally struggling quite a lot So if they're able to get a turn in, for example, that would help a lot to maybe take a fort out, push these lanes back a little bit, get a bit of map control. But what's happening now on the other side is the blue team with the level 16 talent advantage is simply moving in, taking the boss, and trading boss defense for Web Weaver defense. That's what's happening. They are fully aware of it as well, but this is the normal trade. So you deliver your gems, your opponent takes the boss, and, well, that's essentially all there's to it. You defend the boss, they defend the Web Weavers. Little else that you can do. Propels the game forward a bit and allows you to catch up in experience, to an extent at least. And this is essentially what they're looking for here, since against the level 16 talent advantage, they won't be able to do too much. So both teams, I don't want to say happy with the exchange, but I would assume that at least the red team is kind of happy with it. Some damage on the keep at the top. Web Weavers on most of the lanes have already been taken out now. Urel is still working at the bottom of the map. And up at the top, this was actually much higher in HP than I expected it to. But of course, this all comes with a caveat that there's still a level 16 talent advantage. So if the blue team really wants to do something here, they gotta be careful. Vala is now with a multi-shot build at 49 stacks. So getting closer and closer to similar numbers that we saw in game number 1. And real nice damage. I mean, again, you're getting 2 additional damage points for every single stack that you lock in. So that's 100 extra damage on top of the normal one that she puts out. Seething Hatred, as we saw on the last map. So again, playing around the exact same build. Trying to go into more of a caster build than anything else. And it's kind of paying dividends. She's top damage in the game again. Gets a nice connect here and is immediately on 40,000. Stormbolt still connects with her though, as Muradin went for it and dropped her. Nicely done by him. But RavenCourt is in trouble and the old man goes down fast. Yep. Gets quickly annihilated and dropped within a second. So that means that we're now looking at another turn-in opportunity. Should actually be a turn-in opportunity. They're going to get a turn-in 100%. Yep, that's definitely a turn-in for the blue team. I'm sorry, for the red team now. And it might even be the death blow. It's 20 versus 20. But those Web Weavers are going to be escorted in also by a couple of pumpkins. The turn-in, they're trying to interrupt it though. They go for Johan. 5 more, 15 more need to be delivered, and that's actually what they're doing right now. But it's a bit of an awkward one. Blue team wants that fight. They don't have Deckard Cain with them. It's a 5 versus 4 now. They're getting forced into a fight that they don't really want, but if they can get the kill, then it might just be worth it. And they get one against Vala. Vala is down. Vala gets eliminated. Nicely done. Greymin, oh, they lose one immediately after. Just as it seemed like they might be able to defend this properly by taking out Vala. They're losing Greymin. Now it's a 4 versus 4. And granted, Vala is of course the top damage dealer for the team. But there's still a chance now to break through the bot lane with catapults, siege giant camps, web weavers, and see how much damage they can do now. Can they destroy a keep with this? There's a push in the middle of the map that should already guarantee them a keep, to be honest with you. If they can take 2, that would be even better, but I think at least the mid lane keep is... yeah, it's gone. It's gone. There's no way saving this. Half a level until 20. That's another problem that they're currently facing here. Vala back in 6 seconds. Greymin is already about to pop back up, and the bottom keep is going to fall too. Apocalypse as they try and make the next play here, but they can slowly retreat from here on out. 2 keeps are gone, 10 kills to 4, half a level to 20. Danozovsky gets attacked and survives. Hello, can they really save Anduin here? Light bomb, Anduin. Damn, he's buying time. Diablo is down. Diablo got killed, and so did Anduin. They're also going to get Caspar, I suppose. And that's 15 gems down the drain, and the ragdoll of Urel gets just kicked around, but all of the keeps are now gone. Every single keep has been destroyed. With them chasing the opponent's team this heavily, they lost the keep at the top 2. Normally, if they would have moved towards the top side a bit faster, I think they could have been able to defend it. But given the fact that they were hoping to get kills and close the experience gap, they chased hard and the Web Weaver had no resistance at the top. So now we're looking at, yeah, 10 kills to 7. Chromie goes down. That's actually starting to be a problem. Blue team hasn't taken a single fort out. But these are all staggered deaths. So you will play at a numbers disadvantage for quite some time. The question is, of course, then always, what can the blue team do with it? They got Greymin. Greymane as a tool in your composition to jump in walking form on structures and take them out is big. But it's, of course, forts against... I mean, there's nothing left on the blue team. They have level 20 now, so eye-level fight. Another 30 seconds until Chromie is back. I would assume that their opponents, that top 2, is now going to sacrifice a few of their forts. Just to make sure that they're not getting snowballed. Because if they are now losing another hero, and it's another staggered death, that would be a disaster. Urel tried and fend at the top. Here in the middle, they took the fort out as expected. And at the bottom, the Web Weavers should take care of it too. Chromie back in 6 seconds. So now, after a bit of a chaotic phase over the last few minutes, we're finally having a bit of cohesion here for the red team again, as they have their 5-man on the map. Urel starting to come towards the middle again. Greymane trying to jump in. Fort at the bottom of the map is about to fall. That's gonna go down. Top side, they're still saving it though. But all of the keeps are still standing. And here comes the attack. Here comes top 2 in an attempt to force the fight. They're trying to go for it. Vala is already low, but she gets out, taps the fountain, is totally fine here. They're turning it with Danazovsky, still lacking hit points. Needs to be super careful that Blaze doesn't turn around and take him on. But Diablo pushing people around. Strafe is in, and Deckard Cain is gone. Deckard Cain annihilated, and now they're chasing hard. One Web Weaver still pushing at the bottom of the map, but Vala now with 70 stacks on a level 1 is getting one attack through after another, pushing Murden and the rest of the team back. They have a boss at the top that they could technically try to go for. At the same time, they of course have a 4 versus 5 advantage now, and they are trying to end the game with this. Bottom of the map, the keep is taking damage. Yep, not enough to take it on, not enough to take it down. But of course, the main point is the boss at the top. And now 18 minutes in, so this bad boy is going to hit like a truck, and it forces the blue team to respond. They can't defend. They have to fight this. 4 versus 5 doesn't matter. They gotta go. And that's exactly what they're doing. It's a numbers advantage game for the red team, and they're losing Diablo. He's down for the entire duration. He didn't have any soul stacks anymore. But Blaze died too. Here comes Strafe again. Nice multi-shot. That's not enough to save Greymane. Greymane is dead. And that means 3 heroes missing. Vala immediately returning towards the boss and restarting it. This is going to be the game from here on out. The fight for the boss. Blue team, they know if they lose the boss, it's all over. It will end the game. So they have to try and defend, and they can't. Muradin gets destroyed. Muradin is gone. Total disaster now for them. This is not salvageable anymore. They lose Junkrat, and now Deckard Cain is going to be the final target. They don't even have to go for the boss anymore. 5-man team wipe. Everybody is gone. The core is wide open. Catapults are already moving in through the middle of the map. A guaranteed victory here for top 2, which means the red team qualifies for the playoffs of the RavenCourt. Nicely done, well played. Really convincing victory here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Well done, and a 3-1 in the best of 5 for the red team as the Enjoyers are eliminated. GG. Well played.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.